Start that music right there. That sounds a little weak coming in. But what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. You know, it's tax season started up, but I want to have a quick live feed with you guys tonight in regarding passive income ideas for seniors. And the reason why I want to have this live feed in regards to passive ideas for income ideas for seniors is because far too often people are, when you get in a situation where you hit 40, 50, 60 years old, and it's not that you didn't think about retirement or didn't think about that you would get older in life, but you may not necessarily made all the different steps to put you in a situation where you're actually as comfortable as you should be for when you reach that particular age. So what I want to do is have that discussion in regards to different things that you can do, especially when you turn around, you hit possibly 50, but definitely 60 years of age, where you may have started drawing, hit 65, drawing Social Security. You can't move how you used to in regards to, say, if you're 30, 40 years old, but you do need some kind of supplemental income in, but you need something that's not going to be as taxing on you as you're still doing a lot of, activities that will require a lot of physical labor. So that's why I want to have a discussion for you guys this evening in regards to those particular items that being things that you can passive income ideas for seniors. I was trying to find file. Right now we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Again, I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Booyah. Let me see if I get this one file up. Hope everybody's doing well. Your boys at day 2 of tax season, so ain't been too rough. Just getting a couple things in, get a couple things implemented. But I definitely, I made a New Year's resolution that I was going to live stream and just grind real hard this year with Mr. Short Dollar and change your lives. So I'm gonna stay true to that. But again, the live feed tonight is discussing passive income ideas for seniors. Now, this is what I will do, guys. I know we released a couple videos in the past couple of days in regards to different grant opportunities and some things that are tax related. If you do have any questions that are related to the grants or related to the tax and thing, please, if you can, hold those questions to the end of the discussion. I promise you, like I always do on my live feeds, I'll open the floor up at the very end after the discussion where we talk about these passive income ideas for seniors. I'll open the floor for you guys, and I promise you I will answer every question that you guys have, okay? So with that said, guys, again, I was just thinking to myself in regards to I was just been jotting my notes down, but it's nothing uncommon for people to hit 60. And, they look back at him, they're taking care of family, taking care of themselves. Life has been great, but they don't have enough money set up in their 401k. The pension isn't as big as they thought it was going to be. And they just need some kind of supplemental ideas in. And a lot of times, the unfortunate part about it is that there's this age gap where you have, they have a lot of their peers that they talk to, and they may have their own children or grandchildren, but there's a disconnect from a communication standpoint where it says, if I've hit 65, and I know this being, I'm a board member for 100 Black Men, and I'm 46 years old, but most of the gentlemen that I'm in the chapter with are over 60. Brilliant brothers, but I know if there is this a gap in regards to just how technology is now, and things that they may be more accustomed and are comfortable with doing it with that. So what they said, that big disconnect in regards to they have their ideas of what they could be doing, and then we're in 2023, they're not necessarily aware of all the different opportunities they have, and you just got to find that little nice marriage where there's they can be comfortable doing some things with also being aware of what's going on. And I think that happens a lot because, again, when you depending this, I would say anybody maybe from, I'd say 50 and younger are probably very comfortable using computers. Anything north of 50, you start getting a little foggy. Definitely hit 60, unless they're probably dealing with it or maybe educated. Outside of basic, maybe once they're educated, maybe using computers in work-related situations. But outside of social media, they may not necessarily be too versed with dealing with computers or technological advances with doing that. But they're still in need of the actual additional income. So what I want to do is have that conversation this evening in regards to passive income ideas for seniors. Is share some ideas that I know that gentlemen and young ladies that have become seniors can take advantage of. And one of the first things I want to just talk about is just and what I looked at this and I started jotting down these ideas. I jotted down ideas taking into consideration that these are things that pretty much anybody can do in regards to taking advantage of things that they know, things that are around them, and it's not going to cause them to do a whole lot of moving or a big adjustment in regards to the learning curve, in regards to learning what to do. Okay, so first thing, and I think probably easier is you can just set up your basic Amazon store. With your Amazon store, a lot of times people have different things around that they can sell. Different items and products and services and things like that. Not necessarily services, but just different products of doing that. It's pretty easy to get that. Amazon is the world's largest retailer. There are different things that a person can sell, especially if you have different things that you may have been, if you're a crafter, you may make certain clothing, you may have certain things that you build on the side and stuff like that. Amazon is a great way for you to take advantage of different skill sets that you may have. Your creative notches that you have in you, and you take advantage of it again. Because, I always talk all the time that, the world is flat. And we also have to take advantage of the world being flat in regards to, different opportunities that are out there. If you are a senior, that is a great opportunity for you to get started and be able to sell certain products. If you make clothing, like I say, you got different little widgets and stuff you make. Setting an Amazon store is very easy. You just need login, password. You can connect to an account. A lot of times you call some of these tech support. They can help you walk through with connecting it. Connecting your bank information is not that difficult. They a lot of times with the bigger online retailers, they kind of make it elementary in regards to the instruction they have as far as just giving Q&As and tutorials for getting started. So the first thing is just maybe setting up an Amazon store selling certain products that you may have. The second one is a YouTube channel. YouTube channel is extremely easy for someone to make. Again, we're talking about passive income ideas in 2023 for seniors. One of the things I look at with a YouTube channel, I always say you'll be amazed at how many people I find with learning about things that you do in your life. Just showing you and your family, showing your day-to-day things you've done, showing things that you may be recollecting about things you've done in the past, things like that. The world is flat. You have hundreds of millions of people all over the globe that have access to billions of people that have access to the internet, have access to YouTube, and a lot of them want to hear your story. And you can sit down and just find, different things you want to set up, or talk about in your life. Again, family, job, career, past stories and stuff like that. Just do it. The most difficult thing about a YouTube channel is just getting started, not overthinking it, just getting started. All thing you need to do is just have a Gmail account. Have your basic Gmail account, their email address. You can you start your YouTube channel from there. Excuse me, all the other little, knickknacks as far as the cameras and mics and all that kind of stuff. I would say get comfortable with doing the videos and practicing and working on that. Then you can start adding certain things as far as mics, cameras, lighting, and things like that. But this is an easy way for you to do it. And again, if you look at it from the perspective that the world is flat, and however you want to set your channel up, focusing on your travels, family, life, whatever. Once you can do that, again, you'll be amazed of how many people want to hear that story that you can share that with. Okay, again, we're talking about passive income ideas for seniors in 2023. But that YouTube channel is an easy way. I understand, guys, and I do want to get this quick disclaimer. I can understand the whole point of, just say you hit, 55 or 60, you start looking at exactly what's in your retirement account and just wondering, okay, can Social Security really sustain me? And I say that only because the only thing that I can personally probably equate that to, as a father of 4 sons, you start looking a year or 2 out from graduation, you start wondering, do I have enough money to save for college? So trust me, I understand that. Probably different is a different example, but that sense of urgency can still hit you the same way. So by providing these ideas in regard to passive income ideas for seniors, again, one of the key things that I want to lay on everybody is that you're gonna have to try it. You're gonna have to, give it some effort, but it's not gonna take a lot of, working, working with physical labor, a whole lot of relocating, and most of these things that I'm gonna suggest is not gonna take a whole lot of capital with doing it. More so gonna be effort based. Okay, so I just want you guys to keep that in mind. If you want to give it, give it a try, I really want you to do it. Do it. Hey, what's going on, Clean the Crew? I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in. Again, everybody, welcome to, I am Deonte, Mr. Short Dollar. I was about to say show, the show tomorrow night, but tomorrow I'm not going to do the Dollar Hour with Mr. Short Dollar. I'll be on my other YouTube channel, Change the Lives. We're going to be talking about the whole Ed Reed, Bethune-Cookman situation. So it's going to be pretty interesting. So you can make sure you check out my other YouTube channel, Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Hey, I appreciate that. We've been working hard on the channel. I appreciate you tuning in. One thing, let me see, the second thing, third thing, matter. Again, tonight, guys, we're talking about passive income ideas for seniors. And now, like I said, again, guys, if you got any other questions, tax related, that are, grant related, hold them up to the end of the show. But again, I want to have this show tonight because I know that is a situation where a lot of people don't think about it till the last minute in regards to, just passive income ideas when you start reaching retirement, because I see a lot of people, and it may just be from perspective where they just want to stay busy, they just want a hobby, but there are a lot of people that have reached retirement age and panicking. And that's not the time to trip about it, and now's the time to sit there and think. But again, the reason why this discussion is here, because they know they need the money, but how do I get the money in 2023? I knew how to get the money in 1980. I knew how to get the money in 1990s. But 2023 is a little different with the internet and all the social media. So that's why I want to kind of have this, discussion tonight. So the first one I was just talking about the Amazon store. The second being the YouTube channel. The third one being there are certain different, depending on what kind of capital you have, there are different franchises that you can invest in. And one of the things we start talking about passive income or different franchises, getting these income streams going in. All franchises don't have to be hands-on. Okay, so you can even come from the perspective of being an absentee owner and things like that, where a person is actually, you're investing to maybe a company that have bought several franchises or you purchased a franchise. Keep in mind one thing about franchise, and I talk about this a lot, the reason why you got McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's, they can change ownership 5 times in 1 week and nobody ever know it. But the key thing about it, they'll always have a high value. Why? Because they're based on a system. It doesn't matter who owns it, who doesn't own it. It's still going to be the same way. When you go to McDonald's, they press burger at the register. They lay the patties on the grill. 3 minutes close it. They've been doing the same thing for the probably past 50, 60 years at McDonald's. It's the same way with any other franchise. So with that said, they're always going to retain their value or even be higher. You go into Mr. Short Dollar's Burger Shack, it's not going to have the same kind of value. Why? Because people come because they like Mr. Short Dollar. I come out there, hug everybody, give kisses to the ladies, hug the kids, take pictures and stuff. So people love coming there because I'm tied to it. I decided to retire. I sell it to you. You're not going to pay that much for it. Why? Because people are going to feel kind of funny because I ain't there no more, right? They're going, even though I have all the system that you had, the secret sauce and all that other kind of stuff, because I'm not there anymore, the value decreases because it's attached to a person. But when the system is there, that's always going to keep the value there. So as a senior, if you want to invest in a franchise, keep in mind you're getting something with a system already set up. It's not going to lose any value or anything like that. And that's one of quick. If people don't realize, a lot of times people want to get business loans and stuff like that. Banks give franchises loans left and right. As long as you got that initial capital investment that they that the banks, that a lot of franchises require. Banks will give you money quick for those franchises because it's a proven system. It's a proven system. So like I say, again, we're talking about, passive income ideas for seniors. If you're looking at certain things like that, where you say, I want to probably put my money in something where, I can't, I'm 60 years old. The money I got is what I have. I don't have the money to lose. And I don't think it's anything that you can just say is foolproof, right? Except, your pocket. But that is something, start looking at franchises where, from a stability standpoint, and they have a proven track record because you can see what those particular, what a McDonald's, Burger King, all the kind of places, you look at that numbers and see what an actual typical franchise would make. You know, you can go from there. But again, that's the thing we want to look at, because far too often people do hit those funks where, you know, again, you start thinking about it at 40, start sweating at 50, at 60. You know, it's really kind of scary. Like, I ain't got enough in it, especially those little statements at the end of the year from Social Security. Like, okay, you don't think about it when you're younger. When you get about 60, like, what the hell I'm gonna do with $900 a year, a month? And I can't do anything with that, you know. So that's when it started hitting you. So that's when we start kind of want to start piecing it together. These are different things that we can be doing. Again, it's not going to take a lot of you, you know, from a physical standpoint, take a lot out of you, not going to take a lot of capital out of you, and you don't necessarily have to be so versed or experienced with doing these ideas. The next one is you can rent out equipment or a car. Here's the deal, guys. I know everybody's familiar with different ride shares like Turo, Uber, Lyft, Airbnb, Pass Split, things like that. Boat setter, where you can rent out your boats and things like that. And I'm just kind of going through my notes. You got a share grid where you can rent out camera equipment, RV share. You know, there are a lot of things that you have sitting out there in your garage, sitting in your house that you own, that you can actually be renting out and, you know, and make money off of it, right? You know, in the past couple of years, a lot of metropolitan cities have made adjustments from a ordinance standpoint in regards to Airbnbs and stuff like that. You know, a lot of times when the wrong people get into the game, I say us, me and my people, we change laws. But I'm pretty sure if you're in a major city in the U.S., most of them have started having a lot of restrictions on how many Airbnbs and things like that can now come into the community. So I would say you can, you know, be a little proactive with trying to find out exactly if you're actually going to be zoned to do certain things in regards to, especially an Airbnb or a Pass Split. But again, you have tons of things sitting out there in your garage that, hey man, I ain't doing nothing with it. The boat just sitting out there just collecting dust and everything. I crank it up every now and then to make sure it works. Hell, rent it out. Rent it out. You got that house, maybe, you know, and it doesn't necessarily be in a major city municipality. You got a vacation home. You're not doing anything with it, you know. Have somebody use it, you know, you may even want to look deeper and just make it a timeshare or whatever. You can get a property manager to kind of make sure it stays leased out and stuff. But there are things you can have to, you know, take advantage of. If you guys look at the video I made in regards to how much money do you need in retirement, I did that whole breakdown because my philosophy in retirement is a little different. I'm not a big proponent of breaking your neck to try to save, you know, $1 million, $2 million in a retirement fund. I'm more so like, what number do you need to live off in retirement, right? Because, you know, if you sitting there and you got, you know, hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars sitting in the bank, and, you know, being able to have certain things like that just sitting there, it requires a lot of discipline, because it takes a lot of discipline to accumulate that kind of money, and then have it sitting in front of you like that. It requires a lot of discipline. If you know you're not one of those type of people, and it's not nothing to feel bad about, but it does require a certain degree of discipline to do that. And if you know that's not you, you can easily retire, cash in your 401k. You got access to all that money, and the damn money gone in 2 or 3 years because you start doing certain purchases and stuff like that. People can say a lot of things. Well, how do you get that money? How do you go broke? You see with lottery winners or people that get a big inheritance all the time. If I had this, I had that, I wouldn't go broke. Bullshit. If you're not really familiar with having that kind of money, acquiring it, or maybe even possibly losing it before, I don't think it's that uncommon to sit there for things like that to happen. It happens all the time. People just have this, it wouldn't be me, or, you know, attitude or perspective about it, but you don't know. And a lot of times in life, where hindsight is the best sight. So you really don't know what you'll do or how you'll react with certain things till you get in those particular positions. So I really would advise anybody, if you haven't seen that video in regards to how much money do you need in retirement, I give that whole formula in regards to the specific monthly amount that you know that you probably have to live in retirement, how to build certain things or have certain ideas of what you need to do to generate that kind of income. So when retirement age comes, you have that in place. Because I can tell you this, and this is just keeping it real, it's no way in the hell you can start getting serious about retirement at 50, and you're gonna have enough, you're gonna be able to save enough money from 15 to 65. 50 to 65, 15 years, you think you're going to be able to save hundreds of $1,000s to live off in a retirement, and, you know, you don't have enough time to do it, right? If you say to yourself that I'm going to I'm going I need 30 in retirement. I probably need 30,000. We just throwing out a number, $30,000 a year to live off of, which is not, what's kind of a decent number because you figure at 65, house paid off, kids grown, car paid off, and everything like that. Y'all just need a little cruise money. Go trips, go to the dog races, whatever people do in retirement, visit the grandbabies. So $30,000 coming a year is probably like a reasonable number. But if you say to yourself, let's say 60, if you're 60 years old and you plan to live to 80, that's 20 years, right? If you say that if I retire at 60, I plan to live to 80, I need 30 a year, that's $600,000. Do you think that you can do something in a 10 to 15 year span to save $600,000? I think not. That ain't second guessing yourself or whatever. It's just being real. And a lot of times because we avoid handling the inevitable, that don't mean it ain't gonna come. So if it's coming, just get on top of it, right? So you're gonna take care of it then, or you can take care of it now. And regardless of when it get done, it's gonna get done. So I think it'd be a lot easier if you try to handle stuff like that or building or handle stuff like that the younger you get, because you have a lot more energy, patience, processing to be able to do that. But within again, only thing you got to do is just kind of work the math backwards. I'm a numbers guy. 30 grand a year, $2,500 a month. What you need to do to get in place to get $2,500 a month come to you. But check out that video. How much you need saved in retirement on Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, guys, because I have over 600 videos on my YouTube channel. I mean, I know a lot of people go to the YouTube channel because they see the different videos about grants. We got over 150 grant opportunities on there. But the bulk of the YouTube channel is about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing and stuff. I've been accounting over 20 years, so I got a vast experience and knowledge in regards to finance and investment. My undergrad is in finance. I got an MBA in supply chain. So all the whole thing with numbers and figuring out stuff like that, that's kind of like one of my main skill sets. But if you check out that video, I think it'll help out a lot of people, especially if you are in your 40s or 50s. If you're in your 40s or 50s, you definitely check out that video. How much you need in retirement to kind of give you a lot of insight, because it'll be here for you know it. It'll be here for you know it. So I just want to put that out there with anybody. Let's just put out the last one. Run out of car equipment. You can create and sell an ebook. Like I just said about the YouTube channel. Here's the deal, guys. A lot of times, people don't realize how much the world would love to hear your story. What you've done in your life, the experience you have, good or bad, health issues, marriage, divorce, raising kids, working in certain careers, doing stuff like that. Man, people would love to hear it. And right now, from a technological standpoint, you can just sit there and pick up your phone and run your mouth and just tell your story. You can just sit down and just make an outline. Elementary school, high school, college, grad school, first job, second job, marriage, and that can all be a chapter. You just sit there and run your damn mouth. You can go to a website like Fiverr, get you a freelancer, because you've talked into your phone, email them that they can transcribe everything to put in certain text. You can actually then get somebody to proofread everything for you, get your editor, load it up on Kindle Direct Publishing. It used to be Create Space. Your book sold on Amazon. You can outsource somebody to do that, the cover. Hell, you $500 when you pushing that, and it's it can be more or less depending on how much money you want to invest. In a book cover, but from the that process can go just like that. You'll be amazed. You will be amazed again who will want to hear your story. And once you got that book created and stuff like that, the only thing that will come from that, now you just got to get out there and push your story. I mean, you just can't assume everybody gonna buy it because you wrote it. But that's probably the only effort from it. But again, the books are just like these YouTube videos. I mean, we make money on videos. I did a couple years ago. The video I did about the 1099s, W4s, W2 stuff I did over a year ago, or years ago with some of them. Depending on what time of the year, people are going to come back to it and look at it and stuff. They're evergreen, right? So again, you can have things planted that constantly people always come back to, just like you see the reruns of the old sitcoms from the 60s and 70s and 80s, and you see people just looking at them and stuff like that. I mean, everybody still want to see Sanford and Son. And so you can sit there and create that book, have that digital ebook and everything like that. Hey, listen, it's there. It's there forever. It's there forever. You can create from the point of an inception of having the book. Then from that point, you can always get a get a plan together in regards to how you're gonna push the book. Be it, you want to push it to, your men's group, your church people, alumni association, however you want to do it and stuff. You can craft that out as far as pushing it to people and stuff like that. You can even go on sites just like Fiverr that you outsource to get you some person, Fiverr or even Upwork, get some kind of consultant in regards to how to push it with doing it. But again, I think if you had the right perspective and just look big picture wise with a lot of stuff, you'll be okay. But again, we're talking about passive income ideas for seniors, in 2023, because again, I understand that whole disconnect. Like I said, I knew what to do in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Right now, man, I have no idea how the hell y'all making money now, because it's amazing. And the awesome part about it, a lot of the younger kids are just so in depth with just all the different things they can do to make cash. But you just got some people that are so stuck on, I don't believe in this, and some, then you got these other kids that are they want guidance, but nobody want to talk to them, or they know every damn thing. And so many people are missing stuff in regards to what they could have opportunities to take advantage of if they sometimes ask, or if they, a lot of times just damn listen. So that's why I want to have that discussion today. Another cool thing that I think a lot of times that I would say probably a lot of seniors will probably be adverse to, but I think it's an excellent opportunity. I actually built a decent portfolio with doing is peer-to-peer lending. Lending Club and Prosper are two companies where peer-to-peer lending is a situation where you can actually invest money, and you're not necessarily giving money to a person. It's peer-to-peer lending where it's person-to-person loans, but that Prosper and Lending Club, they're intermediaries where they'll rate this person is high risk, and a high risk person will yield you a higher return, medium risk, low risk, and everything. And you can actually, put the money up, just say $1,000, and they'll tell you what kind of returns can be associated with those particular loans that are given out. You don't necessarily give out to an individual person. They kind of keep it more so. I'm about to lose my verbiage, but they'll keep it pooled together. And so money can, again, if you want to invest money into higher risk, you won't necessarily be giving Johnny, the high risk person, a loan. You'll be putting into the high risk pool that yields a bigger return. And those kind of people, and those people that are borrowing, they're paying back at a higher rate. That's why they can do that. But it's an easy way to build a portfolio. And keep in mind, when I look at it from an investment standpoint, because I do have a finance degree, I'm very big on, certain percentage of your funds in Bitcoin, certain percentage of your funds in stocks, certain percentage of your funds in cash, certain percentage of your funds in real estate. I don't believe in all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I kind of, because I actually look at it from, the math and working everything in regards to just, again, having that balanced portfolio. But everybody don't look at it with me. But I do. I'm a firm believer in that. A lot of times people get success confused with luck. A lot of times, people invest and do certain things like, I know it, I got it, and they had a lot of success. And then when the quote unquote luck run out, they're holding their pants up with a shoestring. And I try to help people, avoid that with doing it. But it's all about, who talking to, all about who gonna listen. So that, that's in a nutshell. But peer-to-peer lending, I would tell anybody, if you're in the seniors out there, you think interested, you can Google a lending Club and Prosper. Those are two right there. And they legitimate companies, been around, years. I want to say 15, but at least 10 years, both of them. But again, that's the strategy behind it. You actually put money into something, and actually people are going to them or borrowing because they may not necessarily have access to traditional mechanisms to get loans, i.e. banks. And so they may go there where they're a lot more lenient, but they have higher rates. But you on the flip side, if you're putting money into them to help fuel and build that pool, they get you a higher return than you would if you invested your money in a bank. That makes sense, right? So there's just something to look at with that. Let me just see my notes. We're talking about passive income ideas for seniors in 2023. This is one right here I was just thinking about. I was just, I went in, it ran across my mind about it. Those wraps, man. If you want to have a wrapper on your car or your a building in front or something like that, that's the easy way to make a little money. You say, look, I don't care. I'm just riding the car around and stuff. Now they do have those things where they want to track to make sure you're doing so much traveling around to get exposure. But you have a lot of people that do the advertising where they put the wrap around your car and stuff. Easy way for you to do that. Again, passive income ideas for seniors in 2023. Not going to take a lot of investment. Not going to take a lot even from a physical labor standpoint. And it's not necessarily a big learning curve that you're going to encounter. Those are my three things why I looked at in regards to that. Because, a lot of times I had a conversation. What is that? How you do that? Say that again, son. What do you mean by that? There are a lot of things you can make money with doing it. And I don't want to go to where there's going to be that steep learning curve. And because the steep learning curve also cause a lot of resistance with doing it. It doesn't necessarily mean things are actually shady or something wrong with it. But usually if people ain't really comfortable with something, they ain't going to try it, So again, we're talking about these passive income ideas for seniors. Like I said, you thinking about retirement here at 40, start kind of sweating a little bit here at 50, 60, you tripping. Because like I said, now you sit here and say, well, look, man, I ain't got enough time to do it. And I just gave you the example. You retire at 60, you plan to live at 80, 30 grand a year, that's $600,000. Do you really think you got the capacity to save that kind of money? If you turn around a situation, you're only going to get about $900 a month from Social Security. What's $9? No, let me do this. I've been adding all day. Don't come to me for your accounting. So you're looking at, if you got $900 a month, that's only $10,800 a year. Do you really think you can live off that? So just be real with yourself. Your boy tired, man. I've been doing this stuff all damn day long. What's going on, Travis? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, that wrap around your car, just that is something to consider. Another one, we're talking about passive income ideas for seniors. Selling your pictures, selling your members. I know a lot of y'all been in a situation where you go over, you might see one of your OGs, you go over grandmama, granddad house, uncle house. Damn, man, boy, yeah, I marched. Some people marched in civil rights era. They may have been former athletes, I boxed against that guy. I played football with that guy in college or whatever. You see these pictures, the memorabilia and medal and stuff on that wall. Yeah, some of them just sitting there. And you'd be amazed. Man. I told y'all before, I've always collected art, memorabilia, and stuff like that. But one of my mentors, Darryl Crawford, man, I've seen him over the years, man, and Darryl probably about 67, 68. I don't think he hit 70 yet. But long story short, I know he had all those acetates with Charlie Parker, Thelonious Monk, Dizzy Gillespie, had a lot of Billie Holiday stuff, memorabilia, those acetates that people have. I mean, he was selling them things for buku money. And he got to a point, like shit, I'm old, you look at it like, okay, I don't necessarily know my kids don't want it or they even care for it and stuff like that. Let me take advantage of it now. You can just start selling some of them things that, again, you're near retirement, you're at retirement age, you'd be amazed, that, hey, yeah, I was in this particular Army regiment and stuff like that. Those keepsake mementos that your children and your heirs are going to care about. But if you got, I know even I got 4 boys and I know my children. I know some things that probably may be precious to them, and I know some things they can give, a damn about. So why would I keep trying to break my neck and say, I'm going to leave this for my kids? Because the moment I die, they probably going to sell it or throw it away, just clearing out stuff. So I'm not finna sit here and just break my damn neck to try to, establish for people that, that don't mean they don't love you, they don't care about you. But hell, I'm not finna be sitting there trying to accumulate all this stuff for folks I know not going to appreciate it, right? So you do have a lot of heirlooms and things like that, even that, just say they may have been yours, they may have been something that you inherited. You can just start selling out some of them things, those pictures, heirlooms, and stuff like that. You would be amazed what people would actually be interested in acquiring that you have. And the key way to look for it, just go on eBay. Go on Amazon, and just put up, just say, 19 such and such Army, Kevlar or gloves or military stuff from 1960 something. and you'll see some of those mementos. And the great part about that, with the world being flat, it may be somebody that's in Australia that was a World War II veteran or collect World War II items and stuff like that, and they want it, and you got it, and they'll pay big money for it because again, they're a collector and it's a rare item. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind, setting on some of these goods. Another one, guys, I was heavy with this 15, 20 years ago. Again, we're talking about passive income ideas for seniors. Getting selling goods through vending machines. Vending machines pretty cool for the simple fact that the only work you're gonna really have to take for the most part is trying to make sure you can get your stuff in the right spot. I always say work backwards when we start talking about vending machines. That's candy machines, soda machines, anything like that. I would advise people, anybody that's looking to get in that game, is to make sure you scope out the location first and then see what the need for that location is, and then maybe look at getting the machine, not necessarily get the machine first. And the reason why I say that, because one, this office building, they may just want healthy snacks. You might be at an office have a vending machine, just say it's a lot of truck drivers, truck depot or whatever. They just want, I ain't trying to trip with me, being honest with you. They just want candy, some sandwiches, stuff that probably ain't that good for you, but it's easier for them to grab and grub and stuff like that. Might have some things where people are a lot more health conscious. They don't want snacks and stuff like that. They may want stuff that's raw, fresh, or whatever. But again, that's why I say you kind of look at the section where you're looking at planning. The key thing, you want to make sure you're putting it somewhere that somebody's going to buy products. And then whatever need they have, you can sit there and get your machine accordingly from there. But the thing of it is, as long as you can keep it full, your pockets will stay full too, right? So again, don't get the machine first. Figure out where you can get you a good spot at, and then once you got a good spot, then you can work backwards and figure out, getting everything in place in regards to what kind of machine you're gonna get there and then start filling it up. I think a lot of people do it the other way. They get machines and then try to put machines in places where probably not going to be the most beneficial from them. But you want one, if you kind of look at it from that lens, filling the need for a particular location, it's a lot easier. And then, you can find somebody to, service your machine, somebody, fill them in from there. But that's a great thing to get into, especially, if you become a senior and you just want some easy passive income. Vending machines is a great way to do it. Excuse me, even like you got straight candy machines, you filling up yourself and stuff, and still go back to whatever store, whatever place you're set up at, that you're gonna have the right product offered for that particular venue. Okay, so that is a great one that we're doing it. You can promote services, as a house sitter or a pet sitter. House sitter is a pet sitter because people travel all the time. I'm pretty sure you guys, I have my little baby Chihuahua now, so I'm funny. If I can't get my mom or somebody just come check on her, you have to put them in these boarding houses. They can, really, be atrocious sometimes and stuff. Not necessarily doing nothing wrong, but it's expensive. I don't want to knock nobody hustling and everything like that. Not saying they don't do a good service, a good job, but that is something that can really knock you backwards a little bit. So if you can have an opportunity to, at a certain fee or a certain rate, you want to just say, hey, listen, I can watch your house, I can watch your dog for the weekend and stuff like that. Hey, you can do that. You got a lot of free time on your hand. And you can actually do those particular things. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Far too often, people sit there and wait for opportunity to come to them. And you got everything right there, up under your nose that you can actually, take advantage of. But we miss out on that because we're waiting on people to do certain things for us, and it never happened. It never happened. But I think that house sitting and pet sitting is a great opportunity for anybody that wants to, try to find some kind of easy passive income. Remember the key components that I said about these passive income ideas for seniors in 2023. That it's not going to take a lot of physical labor for you to do. It's not going to take a lot of capital investment from your pocket, and the learning curve is pretty short. So it's not going to be all this technical stuff you have to do, because there are some things that a person can do. They may have to go back to take a whole lot of classes or get maybe kind of difficult for you, especially if you're not really basic computer savvy. And it's not. Some people say, well, man, who doesn't know how to use a computer? It's a lot. It's a lot of people. I go through this with my father, man. And I'm just being honest with you. There's a lot of opportunities he's just not even interested in taking because I got to deal with a computer. I got to deal with a computer like the computer just got horns and shit. But that's just how Pop is. I ain't knocking him, but it's a lot he misses out on because of that. And it's a lot of men and women out there just like my Pop that don't really want to deal with, something called technology. And, in 2023, I don't know how the hell you're going to avoid it. So that's why I wanted to be straight up with people in regards to that, because it is very challenging to avoid technological advances, because again, I talk about this all the time. Automation, innovation, technology does two main things: to make life easier, more effective and efficient, but also take jobs. And I'm pretty sure everybody's been in these restaurants lately. You got these robots bring your orders. You have all kind of stuff where these kiosks where you can do all kind of things and order, and maybe one or two people at the desk. I mean, those were brought out a lot because everybody went on this rant almost 10 years ago about a living wage. I got to get at least $15 an hour across the board. So, okay, we're going to give you that. But what we're going to do? I'm going to make these robots and all these other kind of things and to be technological advances to do what a lot of you guys were already doing. And that's what happens. That's what happened. That's what technology does. It takes jobs. And so if you are not as savvy from a technological standpoint as some people, you're already putting yourself a little bit further behind the curve. Okay. So that's what the whole point of having this video was for, to kind of help everybody out. Guys, real quick, I do want to remind everybody, I do have the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube, Mr. Short Dollar tax business course, where I pretty much just put everything in the course of what I've experienced over the past 20 years in regards to being a tax business owner. The course teaches you how to start, run. So it's not if you just start in the tax business, or if you're already up and running. From you want to have the tax office from a brick and mortar, or even in a virtual setting. I give my whole marketing calendars in regards to what you need to be doing year round. Marketing to your customers, advertising to your customers, operational maps in regards to from the moment the person walks in the door, sit down, processing, walks out, and how you maintain a relationship with them year round. I give my whole plan in regards to keeping and creating and keeping a referral culture where your clients, your customers love you so much, and you've created an atmosphere. They love you so much, but they're doing what? Continuously bringing people back to you. When I started back in 2000, 2001, 2, whenever that when we started, a lot of those clients now I'm doing their grandkids' taxes, because we were so adamant about maintaining relationships, following up, and doing certain things for them, creating like it's an atmosphere where people feel like everybody family. Because one thing over the years you can only do what you have to do, but when you take care of people, man, and create those bonds with your customers, they'll always take care of you, and always going to do what? Bring more people to you. And we all know in business, it's much more expensive to acquire a new customer than it is to maintain the ones you have. And if you take care of the ones you have, they're going to bring you new customers that you didn't necessarily have to pay for. So that's something to keep in mind. But check out on Instagram and TikTok, you don't actually get to see a lot of links and that we have, because I can't put those in there. But I will say, please, again, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. That is the main hub. That's where over 600 videos are placed on Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Check out the grant. Check out all the videos we have, the grants playlist, things like that. But even the link to the course, all that in the description section, all the videos. So check that out as well. With that said, if we get ready to wrap up, I'm going to open the floor up. If anybody got any questions, business related, grant related, tax related, the floor is yours right now. Keep it open about 5 minutes. So if you got any questions, concerns, and the quick things you want to know, the floor is yours. Anybody, like I say, I'm Mr. Short Dollar, ain't Mr. Cheap Dollar, so you got me for free right now. Give you some advice. Feel free to ask me, guys. Feel free. Okay, so listen, while I'm waiting for any question to come in, guys, we just released the $10,000 grant for Black women entrepreneurs. We released that video today. That was from I forgot that organization, but I knew that grant was started around about this time last year. They awarded a lot of sisters with that particular grant. But it's a $10,000 legitimate grant. And I love those comments for people came back, because usually you apply for the grant. These aren't like those SBA grants. They're real grants, but it's not the one you put your name in and get the money the next day. Most of these grants you apply for, the deadline is February dated deadline. I think the 24th of February on the deadline for that grant opportunity. But usually it gets rewarded probably like in the spring or the summer or something like that. But I love the post when people came back, Mr. Short Dollar, I got the grant, thanks and everything like that, because it's real. And that's what we do a lot of times. The YouTube channel is set up to help people. That's why, I've been in the game for this long, because I've been able to help people and take care of people. And, people done the same thing with me and with business in the same way. I got a quick question here. Cleaning Crew asks, what is your take on wholesale and real estate? I don't think there's nothing wrong with wholesale real estate. Theoretically, what wholesale real estate is, like you're usually when you see deals in real estate, you're more so like the intermediary in regards to necessarily you're brokering the deal. You get a certain percentage of it. You may sell a little bit above or less, but you're the intermediary. You're making a profit with doing it. I don't think anything is wrong with it as long as you got the right system in place. Okay, cool. I'm in Georgia. I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Clayton County. But in regards to the wholesaling, I think if you got the right mentors, and it's if you're in Georgia, you got an organization called Georgia Real. I will look them up. Georgia Real, REIA. Google them. They have a lot of meetup groups. And you sometimes have to pay like $25 a month, and they just sit in. You just sit in the back of the corner and just listen to people broker deals and do certain things and like that. So you're not paying to be part of something. You're just more so, it costs a lot of time maybe just to facilitate. They better bought coffees and donuts and stuff, but people aren't selling you anything. But it's a great opportunity to sit down. Yeah, Google Georgia Real, and I'm about sure that every state has something similar when they start to talk about the real estate. With real estate, I've always been a buy and hold person, so I've never been a fix or flip guy or anything like that. I done lost a lot of damn money in real estate over the past 20 years, just to pay for my damn education in real estate. So that's why I always tell people, those shows like fix or flip and stuff like that, they get you in the poorhouse, because when you start getting into actually dealing with it for real, and you're buying a house and you start dealing with different things from structure standpoint, get set up. You got code and zoning, and they come out this week, and they might come out the next month, and you're depending on how you got funded for. You got bills coming in. The house may take 3 months, 6 months, maybe almost close to a year, depending on where you're at from a building standpoint. And if you're not really experienced with it, you don't have a lot of connections that, this didn't fall through. Let me call this guy. Hey, the guy that I had, couldn't do it. You got something called rain that can stop a lot of construction and stuff like that. But the whole time, bills still do. It happens. But I would recommend you to go to Georgia Real. Let me check right quick so I can. Let me try to Google that. And I can put that link in the description section for you. Georgia Real. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And again, like this is a more, you don't have to necessarily wish I had a site, but this is a good organization. I wouldn't necessarily go in there to Georgia Real Estate Investors Association. It's not necessarily going there to actually be a part and they'll start selling you stuff, but they have a lot of meetup groups and breakout things around. And I think every state has that. You can Google your state real estate investors association, where actually you can sit down and you can get back in the room and just get game and listen to people broker deals and stuff like that. And you can just get a lot of education sitting on the sidelines, watch people do certain things. Real estate is very, very funny. And I always tell people, I would always, because you can get, and now so much in what's on TV, spend a lot of time trying to educate yourself with doing it, because here's the deal with just educational bit. I mean, with business, real estate, whatever, you're gonna pay for to learn something. You're either gonna pay on the front end, or pay on the back end, or pay somebody that know it. So you need to do that. Okay, cool. Octavia 0918 said I was a realtor for 14 years. Awesome. I'm a proponent, me personally. I don't. I still deal with agents. If I want to actually get investment properties, I don't. Okay, cool. Yeah, Camille, I just put it in. I just put it into the chat. I appreciate it. Camille put it in the chat for the Instagram. I just put in the chat for the Facebook, YouTube, and everything. Like I said, guys, I apologize, but Instagram and TikTok, I can't put it on the StreamYard where everything's set together. So some things that's in the chat, you guys don't get a chance to see. But I do believe in letting the agents work with the agents, let the accountants work with the accountants, let the doctors work with the doctors. A lot of times we can be cutting corners. Oh, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. A lot of times we can be cutting corners because we feel like I can do this, that ain't needed and stuff like that. Sometimes that's true, but at the end of the day, I don't think you can actually put any kind of a dollar amount on people having experience with doing certain things. There are a lot of things that if you've been dealing in real estate, you're dealing in construction, you probably can do it a whole lot more faster, effectively, and probably cheaper than I could because, again, I still got to go through that learning curve with me making mistakes and things like that. Octavia 0918, real estate is costly in more ways than one. I'm interested in investing. Cool. And investors, and here's the deal. All of it still, again, guys, whatever you want to do, business, real estate, investing, get you some damn books. Just start reading. The only problem about it, I appreciate anyone that looks at my channel. I love you guys. We do it. I don't think we might sell some t-shirts, the course, but I always tell people two things you want to deal with when you're dealing with people that's online giving you education. Two things you want to make sure they're credible and they're verifiable. A lot of times you got people giving investment advice. They're not necessarily, certified, financial planners or educators and stuff like that. Now, does that mean that people that aren't certified can't give out advice? No. But what I am saying, what I said earlier, sometimes people get them being smart or successful with something confused with them being lucky. And what worked for them may not necessarily work with you. So you just kind of keep that in mind. Usually a person that has some kind of certification or any kind of licensing behind something, they went through some kind of training where they probably can look at things from 8 or 9 different ways. Because, and in a situation we're both looking to get investing, you have money, I don't. You have experience, I don't. We're all trying to do the same kind of goal, but a person probably licensed or certified, they can look at these different kind of scenarios and still be able to get you on a certain pathway. Instead of sometimes you may look on a video, somebody tell you, buy this, get that, this, and it doesn't work for everybody. It don't work for everybody. Cookie cutter get you in trouble. So I would just tell anybody, regardless of where you're trying to go for investing in business and stuff, spend your time trying to learn, trying to read and find books on it, and anything like that. I would spend more time doing that on the front end than spending and trying to get started in anything. Y'all go to the YouTube channel here. The videos, they're free. So 600 videos, everything segregated in regards to entrepreneur playlist, personal finance, real estate, investing, financing, all those different playlists and stuff like that. And they just regular videos there, give out information. Again, I don't believe in the cookie cutter. Because like I said, if one work for one person doesn't necessarily mean gonna work for the next. So that's why I try to make sure that, I steer people in the direction of listen, try to make sure that you kind of know, number one, do that personal assessment. You know how you are, because I might like to take chances. You might be risk averse. And like we were talking about earlier, especially what we're talking about today, when we talk about seniors, when you hit, 60 years old, you might, unless that's in your DNA, you've been doing it, you ain't got no damn money to lose. You don't have no damn money to lose. You just got one perspective. I got money to gain. And you don't have time to be putting in the stuff. And how many of you guys have seen a situation where a person that has reached retirement age and they trust somebody, they put their savings in, and all the damn money gone. Next thing you know, it's on the damn local news. This person took advantage of this person, took all their savings because they said they can do that. And then one part you're sitting there like, why the hell are you 60, 70 years old trying to damn double your damn money? You kind of could get we're doing it. And most of the time it's not, I don't think it's because they're being greedy. I think it's because they're looking like, I have this, but it still ain't enough for what I need. So I need to try to put in certain areas. And so you trust people. Sometimes people take advantage of you with it. So that's why I said, definitely again, guys, if you are 40 to 50 years old, please check out that video in regards to how much money you need in retirement. I put a whole mathematical formula in what you need to be kind of looking at, because I do not believe that it is any way possible that, and again, if you're making the kind of job that you actually can fund your retirement in 10 to 15 years, yeah, you probably really worry about retirement because you're making a nice little chunk of change for doing it. But realistically, guys, it'll be almost impossible to fund your retirement in 10 to 15 years. So if you don't hit 45 years old and you haven't put a substantial amount of money, and I'm talking, when I say substantial, let's say $200,000 in your 401k by 45, you really need to be looking at other avenues, because like I said, if you retire at 60, and you plan to live to 80, and you just say on the low, I just need $30,000 a year to live off of, that's $600,000. Do you at 40 think you can do enough from 40 to 60 to save $600,000? I don't think so either. So why put that pressure on yourself? So we just need to make sure we put ourselves in a situation to do what? Well, we can be able to generate $2,500 a month in retirement to generate that 30. And I think that's a lot easier to do. And then we need to start moving our actual actions in that direction to be able to do that. But far too often, people tell you to do certain stuff. You can put in this and invest in that. They saying it because they ain't did it. Again, that's some of this stuff is just not feasible. We can't get around math. And people, when they throw out arbitrary numbers, if you invest this in this product and in 30 years you'll have this, that sounds good, but that's not how it's necessarily going to work. If you're in a situation where you can actually be putting $10,000 a month to the side for investing, a lot of times you ain't really worried. You're not really worried about retirement because you're generating that kind of income. The average person is not, right? So that's why I'm saying sometimes with these videos, these people just throwing out damn numbers because they say now they don't add on their calculator, but they not putting realism into the whole equation and stuff like that. But definitely check out that video if you are at 40 and you don't have at least 200 grand in your 401k. That's not to sit here and just be panicking or just admit like failure. You we just need to get on top of it, okay? Any more questions? Let me see. Let me see. Octavia, as I get older, I'm very concerned about money and my investment. And you should be. What we learned in the finance world is like what we have what we call an investment horizon. That's the closer you get to where you want to be at your towards retirement age. And a lot of times, rule of thumb, you look at it in regards to your age minus 100, you can look at it from up to the point you turn 50. That's how you really look at how much you may want to be in more riskier items. And once you pass 50, those should be more solid items. So you sit there and look at a person 70 years old, they probably need to have 7% of their portfolio and more stable funds, that being maybe, money market and bonds, things like that, as opposed to, just being, younger than 50, having more things in the market or other investments may be a little bit riskier. So we just got to be realistic about that. But again, the numbers are the numbers. Remember, guys, you focus on, let's sit down and do a little brainstorming. Like how much money do I need to live off in retirement? When I hit 60, 65, whatever, when I retire, how much money do I need to live off a year? Don't look at the big number. I'm trying to save up this. I'm trying to put all this in there. Because if you break your neck to save $100,000 in your 401k, like, shoot, I got 100 grand in there. And you're going to need, $30,000 a year to live off of 3.5 years. And that simple. And you're trying to figure out, what the hell have I done? That's if you're going to be disciplined enough to once you get that $100,000 transferred over to you, if you're going to be disciplined enough to just not making it frivolous spending to not wipe out damn half of it out in the first year or two, right? So you got to kind of be smart about it and everything. That's why I say, you can do that self-assessment. Know how your spending habits are and everything. If you're not one of those people that's going to be disciplined, actually, I'm just going to do this each month and everything like that, because a lot of that stuff is going to be tripping how your current lifestyle is in regards to how you spend money, how you save money, and things like that. But you got to be, the math is still going to be the math. We can't get around that. The math is always going to be the math. The big number, it's not going to be the key. It's getting back. It's the amount that you're going to need to live off of, the grand scheme of things in regards to, how you're going to be able to generate it and stuff. All that stuff got to be taken into consideration. And usually you don't get those kind of advice until you sit down with certain financial planners and different things like that, because anybody outside of that don't necessarily think about it. They think about the big picture. You got X amount of dollars put into your account and everything, and that ain't always going to fix stuff. But you got Octavia. I was looking at my investments today, and it gave a monthly figure for a set number of years. Well, that's the kind of thing about it. That's cool if you got a monthly figure. Again, what she had said was, and I don't know if it's a she. I apologize. I can't really see the icon, but Octavia 0908 was saying I was looking at my investment today, and it gave me a monthly figure for a set number of years. Here's the deal about that. It's cool to get the monthly figure for a set number of years. When you say monthly figure, I'm assuming you're talking about monthly distributions back out to you in regards to how much you can be getting out of retirement. The key still go back to how much money do you need to live off of? How much money do you need to live off of? And give yourself realistic, okay, cool. Thanks. I appreciate it. I didn't mean no harm by asking. But you got to be realistic about, you're looking at how long you plan on living. And that's why I say kind of reasonable. You say you're 60, retire at 60, you plan to live to 80. We all want to live to forever. But just I think that's kind of like a fair number with that, just from, you want to start figuring stuff out. But if you say retire at 60, retire, and then I'm probably, die at 80, what do you need to kind of fund your life between that time? And if you start looking at it from that perspective, I think that'll help your movements a whole lot better, instead of having yourself in the guessing game, instead of just trying to get this arbitrary number that you may or may not get. But like I said again, I think it's a lot easier at 40 or 45, and you have 20 to 15 years before you retire. I think it's easier to put yourself in a position with investments, rental properties, whatever the hell you want to do. I think it's easy to get stuff in place to get that $2,500 a month net than it is to try to save up $600,000. Again, if you Harry Houdini, you're a magician, and you know how to do it, I get it. But I'm telling you, I think it's damn near impossible. To do it, because again, if you have the money to be able to do that, you're not worried about retirement. You are not worried about retirement. You have enough money to fund that. Okay. So again, that's where again we get in trouble sometimes with the holistic approach in regards to looking at retirement and funding retirement and missing out on that. But again, check out that video, how much money do you need in retirement, on Mr. Short on YouTube, and also check out all the other videos I got in that regards to one of NFTs, but also tangible assets. I'm real big on tangible assets, that being collectibles and things like that, football, baseball cards, trinkets. I did the video, I showed some of my art collection, some comic book collection, cards, autographs, Beanie Baby collection, and all that kind of stuff. I shared that and everything. So I just want people to shy away a lot from tangible assets. And the reason why I'm very big on tangible assets, tangible means things you can touch, and those collectibles, is because the market does go. One of my mentors, Darryl, he gave that game to me because he was affected by, I think, that 93 crash, 93 or 98 crash, and he had lost so much money in his 401k. But those collectibles and things like that, they never lose value, right? They'll never lose value and stuff like that. So I know in the past 10 years, you've seen a lot of hip hop artists like Jay-Z was saying, I think he bought that John Batiste piece and everything like that. But let's be realistic. He bought something that was already at a high value, right? We're talking about, I had their brother Harold Smith. I'm Facebook friends with him. Solid guy. He's a artist out of Kansas City, Missouri. I got a lot of his pieces when he first started, $75, $50 and stuff. Solid work, $75, $50. Some of them may pay $100. Man, that brother started off $3,500, $5,000 now, and it's like, again, it's 20 years of buying his pieces. I like them, but the ones I bought in the early 2000s, I can imagine what they're worth now because of that. So again, thinking outside the box. That's why I say I'm real big on reading, thinking outside the box, not necessarily going traditional ways of doing stuff like that. But I ain't got no money to lose, again. So I'm not one of those people that sit here and gonna roll dice with stuff. I work too hard for my damn money, so I ain't trying to burn it up or anything like that. But my process of doing anything is a whole lot slower than probably some of the other videos you see where they can tell you it's easy. You want to do this, you can do that, you can do that. I'm not even gonna tell you that. And I'm 25 years working in the financial service industry, working in finance, being an accountant. I ain't finna tell you that. I don't know why this easy. I ain't even finna lie to you about that. But I do think if you can be disciplined, you can be patient, you have the right perspective, I think you can do a lot of stuff, right? But that discipline and patience and looking at, I think that's what a lot of people miss, because we when we're older, we feel like we ain't got enough time, and when we're younger, we think it's gonna take too long. And it really depends on how you're going to buy into that perspective. And far too often, both perspectives bite you in the butt and make you do rushed decisions. Okay. So again, be patient, be disciplined. I think you'll be okay. Let me see. Anybody got any other questions? I think you're ready to shut it down, man. I had a lot of fun tonight, guys. And I hope if you do know anyone that is a senior or near retirement or possibly could be, especially in the next 10 to 15 years, please share this video with them. Get any insight and everything. And like I say, go to the YouTube channel. Check out the videos. If you came in the middle of this show, go to the YouTube channel so you can check out the whole video, so you can go look at all the other the other items that I went over that you might have missed. So again, go to the channel, subscribe. Please tell all your family and friends about the channel as well and stuff. Got a lot of great information there and a lot of great information coming down the pipe. So take care of yourself, guys. Be safe. Love you. Thanks for all the love and support. And I'll talk with you soon, okay?